Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka to Saudi Arabia. And it looks like Cristiano Ronaldo is obviously engineering all what is gonna happen for these two players of Manchester United. Looks like he wants them at the side of Al Nassr. Welcome to the United Matters channel. How are you guys and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rock and David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And let's see how things are gonna pan out if you are to break this down. Leon Lescott, one of the players at Manchester City, has come out and obviously mourned after Manchester United went ahead, obviously, gate the sporting, I think was the head of a certain segment at Manchester City, that is Omar Berrada. He has gone ahead, obviously, get him at the club of Man United. Has gone ahead, obviously, explain to us, with the fans of Man United, on how good this guy is and why we should celebrate having him at the side of Manchester United. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But thank God for the gift of life. Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum, and let's continue to obviously take ourselves to where we deserve to be. And let's see close to how many likes? Let's see close to 100 likes. Smash on this video and let's go eyes. And don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit 17,000 subscribers. Now, from the mail spot, Al Nassr are ready to make a huge offer to Manchester United midfielder Casemiro after being encouraged to do so by his former teammate Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, Ronaldo has played with Casemiro on two occasions. They first played at Real Madrid, and then Ronaldo left him at Real Madrid. Ronaldo went to Juventus, and then they reunited at Manchester United, and Casemiro was signed to join Manchester United. So, Cristiano Ronaldo is one of those players that has gonna hit obviously be very influential when it comes to obviously seducing other players to go and join the Saudi Pro League. And at this juncture, he needs to use his name and connections to see to it that all things go on as he wants them to be, because players are snapping the Saudi Pro League and they want to return back. Now, when we look at Casemiro, he's one of those players that I think he's going nowhere. However much stories are going to be put out that he's not doing well this season, but people need to understand that this man went ahead to play a lot of football and the entire team was not playing very well. But amidst the team of Manchester United not playing very well, Casemiro came in through and really scored 4 goals before he really got injured. And by the time he got an injury, he was the top scorer for the club of Man United before I think Scott McTominay took over, and I think it's now Alejandro Garnacho trying to obviously lead that. So, what does that send? What information does that send? The information sent is simple. It means that Manchester United, right, have a lot in Casemiro that most people don't really understand. In the stature in which the club of Manchester United is, you cannot lose out on a player like Casemiro. And I think Casemiro had really a very bad chance because the board never brought in Amrabat early enough. I don't think that Casemiro would have gone ahead to get injured if at all he had Amrabat deputizing or really helping him sometimes. And the moment they would have gone ahead to play together, Casemiro would have gone ahead to obviously have a lot of things to play at, in that midfield of Man, because we'll be having a very huge support. You just saw to it when we played away at Liverpool. Kobe Menu, when Kobe Menu was playing with Amrabat in that midfield, you saw how Kobe Menu expressed himself because he had a player that was really very, very close to him. That is Amrabat. So I think Casemiro was done a very huge disservice by the club of Man United because they never brought in Amrabat early enough. For what we went ahead to have as a season, where we played close to 64 games, and Casemiro played close to 50 of those games, you just have to understand that he needed a rest. That's a no-brainer. And Man United went ahead to bring in Mason Mount, a player who couldn't really give him a rest. Yet we need to eat that he needed a rest. And Ten Hag really had a very bad start of the season because a player he thought that would have gone ahead to come in through and do the needful before he obviously went ahead to see to it that he got injured was Kobe Menu. That's why I think he never went in for a player early enough to do that role in the stadium area, because he saw to it that Kobe Menu could do the job into that position. But Kobe Menu got an injury, and when he got an injury, even Mason Mount got an injury. So the player he signed and the player that was prepared to at least play in the role of Casemiro got an injury. So he really saw his plan really not going to where he deserved it to be. But I think after a long run, he has gone ahead to really understand that things are really good with Casemiro. And Casemiro returned from injury and he never played a minute. It was Lisandro Martinez who came on and really played some 30 minutes into that game of Tottenham Hotspur. But we really anticipate that he's going to play part into the game of Manchester United versus Newport. That is on Saturday, and today later I'm going to bring you what we call the match preview for that side of Manchester United, fourth round of the FA Cup that is happening this weekend. So I understand where the appetite comes in from. There is money, and I think Ronaldo will talk to Casemiro and tell him, please, there is a lot of money this side. But I think Casemiro has not gone ahead to reach that level of leaving the Premier League or any top side to go ahead and play for the Saudi Pro League, because it does not suit him. And I think he still has some 2-3 good seasons in him as a player. He can play, and we need him at the club of Man United for a reason that we are having very many youngsters in that midfield that need his guidance. Kobe Menu, Dango, Hannibal, name it. Those players need him. And by so doing, he's the player that is going to obviously take them to where we want them to be. And his experience is needed. We need experienced players that can obviously represent on the field of play, and that is Casemiro for you. And I had a certain friend of mine on a certain TikTok live saying that Casemiro is unorthodox number 6. I said, you people, do you know what unorthodox number 6 is? I asked them, tell me anything that a modern midfielder does that Casemiro doesn't do. So people are really doing or including feelings in this. Casemiro is a player who shifts from one plan to the other depending on what the manager really does. He adjusts quickly, in other words. Then Chris Wilder has come out and told us that Al Nassr are lining up an audacious bid for Casemiro and Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United are open to selling Casemiro this summer if they can recoup a chunk of £70 million they paid for him. Now, you know, sometimes when these people are really in, that is the Ineos, running 25% of the club, and they are really responsible for the decisions, especially footballing decisions at the club of Man United, you anticipate a lot to be put onto the news. But for Wan-Bissaka, as I'm going to say in the next minutes, I think they might be spot on. But for Casemiro, sorry about that, I think they are not. They are not on Casemiro, because Casemiro is not willing to go ahead and really play for Al Nassr. I don't think that that's his dream, because teams like Bayern Munich are interested in him. Juventus can take him, you know. PSG can take him. Even some Premier League teams can take him. So he has not yet reached that level of phasing out. And you can't tell me that you are going to build a team like that of Chelsea that is having only one experienced player. You get in Thiago Silva, and you bring in inexperienced players to do the job. That will be naivety of the highest order. And I don't think that the new CEO for Man United, that is Omar Barreda, is going to accept that. You need Casemiro in that midfield. You need him. You need him a lot to obviously thrive. You know, I've always gone ahead to see teams playing with young, inexperienced players. You see to it that there is something missing, because some decisions will be lacking. And I don't think that United are all about £70 million, because this guy went ahead and obviously played very well. After playing very well, he had a lot to offer, you know, last season. And I think this rest that's going to have to get is going to help him in the coming games, and is obviously going to help us a lot in the FA Cup and the Premier League. That is Casemiro for you. And I can't wait to see him play for the club of Man United. I don't see him really leaving the club of Man United. I'm sorry, those that think Casemiro is going to leave, but I don't see him leaving. But for Wan-Bissaka, Man United are really looking through that, but the destination is really not that one that I could obviously come in and retell you that it's going to happen for Wan-Bissaka, as Mike Gareth. This is Mike Gareth is saying that Saudi Pro League Al Nassr are prepared to bid for Wan-Bissaka in their search for a fullback during the January transfer window. Bissaka is like 25 years of age. I don't think he can make that stupid decision like what Ruben Neves went ahead to make, to go ahead and really play for the Saudi Pro League. Bissaka is a player that we still need the club of Man United, and in this January transfer window, he's going nowhere, because how do you tell us that United is going to let Bissaka go, yet they are having only one right back left, that is Dalot, meaning that they need two of these right backs to stay at the club of Man United to form up the right magic that is really needed to obviously formulate the best of the team for the club of Manchester United. And for everyone who is really calling in for such stuff, I think Bissaka's future is going to be decided in the summer. And it's going to depend on to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, Brasfeld, John Cloud, the new CEO that is Omar Berrada, and the sporting director and the head of recruitment at the club of Manchester United. That is it. That's how everything is going to go on at the club of Man United. But I don't see Bissaka leaving. And we've also gone ahead to get a story coming in through from the TalkSport concerning this Wan-Bissaka affair on quitting Man United. They've told us that Manchester United do not plan to allow Wan-Bissaka to leave this month. Have you heard? Manchester United do not plan to allow Wan-Bissaka to leave this month. So all those rumors have been rubbished, and there is no way this guy is going to go to Saudi Arabia, because when he leaves, that means Man United will have to obviously look in for right back to really do the job. Of backing Wan-Bissaka. Sort of backing Diego Dalot. So I think these two are going to stay at the club of Man United, and in the summer, Bissaka's future will be resolved. That is it, at the club of Man United. Now, Julian Lescott, who played for the side of Manchester City, has come out and obviously told us what gold went ahead to obviously get into the management of Man United, that is Omar Berrada. And he has gone ahead to say the following, that Manchester United hiring Omar Berrada from Manchester City as their new CEO looks like a master stroke. Omar is a very impressive guy. He's a great person to work with and someone I've shared a lot of insightful conversations with during his time at the Etihad. His background is more business-based and focused around the structure of the club, so he will provide stability in that sense where it is needed. He's been a big part of the progression and growth of City Football Group, so this is a top acquisition to Man United. So he has just gone ahead to add his voice to the many that very many people have already gone ahead obviously add up there, that voice is really huge and very important, and we should really be happy for the coming in of Sir Jim Ratcliffe, because this is what it means to get in people who know how to run a football club is. Because John Cloud was at Juventus and PSG. He knows exactly how football clubs are run, especially top tier teams like Man United. You need a CEO, you need a sporting director, you need a head of recruitment, and ahead of those you need a board that has people who are really knowledgeable about the game of football. So it is really working out for the club of Man United, and then they're trying to convince the sporting director of Newcastle to join Manchester United as the sporting director. So guys, your thoughts on Casemiro to Al Nassr are welcome in the comment section below, spearheaded by Ronaldo. Would you let Casemiro go, or you would keep him here forever? And stories about Wan-Bissaka, Al Nassr wanting to sign him, what do you make about it? And the master stroke of Omar Berrada that Man United went ahead to pull to become their new CEO. Do you think it really helps us and takes us to the next direction? All that and more into the comment section below. Rock and David is my name. Me out.